Abraham Lincoln's life-changing secrets that we should know before it's too late. No man ever got lost on a straight road. Honor to the soldier and sailor everywhere, who bravely bears his country's cause. Honor, also, to the citizen who cares for his brother in the field and serves, as he best can, the same cause. Everyone desires to live long, but no one would be old. I believe the Bible is the best gift God has ever given to man. All the good from the Savior of the world is communicated to us through this book. Die when I may, I want it said of me by those who knew me best, that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower where I thought a flower would grow. Rules of living. Don't worry, eat 3 square meals a day, say your prayers, be courteous to your creditors, keep your digestion good, steer clear of biliousness, exercise, go slow and go easy. Maybe there are other things that your special case requires to make you happy, but my friend, these, I reckon, will give you a good life. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Life is hard but so very beautiful. Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has superior opportunity of being a good man. There will still be business enough. If you look for the bad in people expecting to find it, you surely will. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end you are sure to succeed. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. In this sad world of ours, sorrow comes to all and it often comes with bitter agony. Perfect relief is not possible except with time. You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better. But this is not true. You are sure to be happy again. Knowing this, truly believing it will make you less miserable now. I have had enough experience to make this statement. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. I never encourage deceit, and falsehood, especially if you have got a bad memory, is the worst enemy a fellow can have. The fact is, truth is your truest friend, no matter what the circumstances are. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me insufficient for that day. All I am, or can be, I owe to my angel mother. I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back. Adversity does not make us frail, it only shows us how frail we are. Let's have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. The strongest bond of human sympathy outside the family relation should be one uniting working people of all nations and tongues and kindreds. A capacity, and taste, for reading, gives access to whatever has already been discovered by others. It is the key, or one of the keys, to the already solved problems. And not only so. It gives a relish, and facility, for successfully pursuing the yet unsolved ones. The Lord prefers common-looking people. That is why He made so many of them. Adhere to your purpose and you will soon feel as well as you ever did. On the contrary, if you falter, and give up, you will lose the power of keeping any resolution, and will regret it all your life. You can't make a weak man strong by making a strong man weak. Beavers build houses, but they build them in no wise differently, or better now, than they did 5,000 years ago. Ants and honeybees provide food for winter, but just in the same way they did, when Solomon referred the sluggard to them as patterns of prudence. Man is not the only animal who labors, but he is the only one who improves his workmanship. Kindness is the only service that will stand the storm of life and not wash out. It will wear well and will be remembered long after the prism of politeness or the complexion of courtesy has faded away. I never had a policy. I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. I believe the Bible is the best gift God has ever given to man. All the good from the Savior of the world is communicated to us through this book. Honor is better than honors. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. Nothing in this world is impossible to a willing heart. I do not boast that God is on my side. I humbly pray that I am on God's side. Get books. Sit yourself down anywhere, and go to reading them yourself. Nothing will divert me from my purpose. Surely God would not have created such a being as man, with an ability to grasp the infinite, to exist only for a day. No, man was made for immortality. You cannot have the right to do what is wrong. Commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. Character is like a tree and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. Determine that the thing can and shall be done, and then we shall find the way. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is going forward with the face of fear. Truth is generally the best vindication against slander. It is not best to swap horses while crossing the river. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. As our case is new, we must think and act anew. Everybody likes a compliment. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. Upon the subject of education, not presuming to dictate any plan or system respecting it, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. Avoid popularity if you would have peace. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. I am very little inclined on any occasion to say anything unless I hope to produce some good by it. Through their deeds, the dead of battle have spoken more eloquently for themselves than any of the living ever could. But we can only honor them by rededicating ourselves to the cause for which they gave a last full measure of devotion. A house divided against itself cannot stand. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. I am rather inclined to silence, and whether that be wise or not, it is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. All my life I have tried to pluck a thistle and plant a flower wherever the flower would grow in thought and mind. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Most folks are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new at all. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. If you once forfeit the confidence of your fellow citizens, you can never regain their respect and esteem. It is true that you may fool all of the people some of the time. You can even fool some of the people all of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. And in the end it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. There can be glory in failure and despair in success. Tact is the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Without the assistance of that divine being, I cannot succeed. With that assistance I cannot fail. Trusting in Him, who can go with me, remain with you and be everywhere for good, let us confidently hope that all will yet be well. I was a little cross. I ask pardon. If I do get up a little temper, I have no sufficient time to keep it up. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Share and subscribe for more life-changing videos.